Now, the claims of Brett Kavanaugh's third accuser, Julie Swetnick, are so outlandish that we were skeptical from the start. Now, that doubt seems prescient as numerous stories about her past have trickled out, including one from our next guest, Richard VINNECCY, Swetnick's ex-boyfriend of 7 years, claiming she threatened him and his family. For more, we're joined in a television exclusive by Mr. VINNECCY himself, along with his lawyer, Marcia HANSON. Both of you, thank you for joining us tonight. Richard, what are your motivations for coming forward now?
Yes, this has nothing to do with political issues. I mean, I believe I came over here just to basically tell the truth. I think it's my civil duty to do so, and that's one of the reasons why I came.
Now, you claim, Richard, that Ms. Swetnick threatened you after you broke up with her. What types of threats are you alleging?
Right after I broke up with her, she basically called me many times, and at one point she basically said, "You will never, ever see your unborn child alive, and I'm just going to go over there. I'm going to kill you guys."
She said she was going to kill you?
Yes, and that really scared me a little bit.
Well, you told Politico originally, Richard, that she threatened your family and your baby.
Correct.
But you meant the unborn. You meant the unborn child, is that right?
I met the unborn child, that's correct. I was not married at that time when this happens.
Did she ever discuss with you in your 7-year relationship, was from 1994 to 2001, the issue of sexual assault, or did she mention ever having been sexually assaulted?
Never once she mentioned that to me. And we used to talk about it, just about everything, and she never once mentioned that at all.
Did she have a political background? Was she interested in politics?
Not that I know of. You know, she was always wanted to be the center of attention, and she always wanted to do something major. She always trying to impress me with everything. She basically was telling me that she was exaggerating everything. If anybody knows Julie, I'm the person, I mean, I know because I live with her. And everything that came out of her mouth was just exaggerations. And she never mentioned that to me at all. And it's something that I was very surprised to hear this. I was very surprised to actually see her making these accusations because she have never, ever mentioned that to me at all.
Now, you filed a restraining order in March of 2001 after these threats. You said in repeated phone calls to you, threatening you and your unborn child and your family, but you never followed through with it. You never appeared in court. If you were so threatened by Julie Swetnick, your ex-girlfriend, then why didn't you follow through?
Yes, and that's the question that everybody's asking. And the reason I didn't is because, you know, I knew that I had to see her again. I talked at that time to my family. And we decided not to do anything, not to follow up, because I didn't want to provoke her. I didn't know the type of person, I mean, I knew the type of person Julie is, and I was afraid, to be honest with you. So we decided to just leave it alone in the hopes that this will go away, because at that time, the only thing that I was concerned was my family and the well-being of my family. So we decided to change our numbers and move. And that's basically what we did. And right after that, we never heard from her again.
And after you came forward in that initial interview with Politico, did you hear from any of her representatives, or did you hear from her at all?
Not at all. Not at all.
Your own credibility has been called into question, and I know you know this, by her lawyer, Michael Avenatti. He appeared earlier tonight on CNN. Let's watch.
Mm-hmm.
Her boyfriend says she can't be trusted, that it's a credibility thing. Swetnick can't be trusted. I've said it 3 times. Are any of them impressive to you?
No, it's ludicrous. Chris, first of all, one lawsuit was filed. It was almost immediately dismissed. The claims by her ex-boyfriend, I mean, who doesn't have an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend that might say bad things about him?
Well, ex-boyfriends, you know, breakups are brutal, right? They can be brutal. In this case, yours was really not fun. But people are going to say you don't like her because you were with her for 7 years and then you had a bad ending.
Yeah, that's yeah. Like I said before, if anybody knows Julie Swetnick, I know. She is. If you ask me personally, if I believe her, I don't believe her. Personally, I don't believe her. I really don't believe her. No one knows better. I mean, no one knows Julie Swetnick better than me. And he can say anything he wants, but the facts are that I know, and that's what I came here to tell the truth. I mean, I know how she is.
Well, you were with her for 7 years. I mean, you're describing her like she's a total nightmare, but you spent 7 years with her. Why were you with her for 7 years?
That's true. For the first couple of years, we had a nice relationship, but we weren't together for 7 years. We were together off and on for 7 years, yes. First couple of years we spent in, about a year and a half we spent in San Jose, and then another couple of years we spent in Bethesda, and then I was transferred to Panama. And then I came back a couple of years later. But anyways, we were seeing each other once in a while. But the more I saw it, I mean, the more I saw and I basically experienced the things that she was doing, I just didn't like it. I mean, the fact that she was lying to me, she pretty much talked about everybody. She talked about lawsuits. She was like, I don't know, she was affectionate about lawsuits. She was trying to, at one point, I remember she told me that she was filing a lawsuit against, a harassment lawsuit against American Airlines. And, or lawsuits, I mean, so I finally decided, listen, you're going to have to stop this lawsuit thing because it's ridiculous. She will talk to me about her family. She will do odd things about me. For instance, every time we will get into fights, she will get right in my face and she will ask me to hit her. I mean, that's just something very weird. She would lie a lot. Most of my friends did not like her. In fact, they can testify about that. And it was.
Wait, hold on, Richard, hold on. She asked you to. She was like, hit me.
Yes, yes.
Why would she say that?
I don't know. That was for any minor issues that we had. She will always get into my face, and the first time I experienced that, it was like, oh my God, this is just, this is incredible. She will get right in my face, and she will say, hit me, Richard, hit me, and then she will say something like, remember what happened to my ex-boyfriend, and I would just walk away. I was just, it was impossible to believe. There was some.
Richard, I know you've had some financial issues in the past, and you haven't shied away from that, correct? You got underwater on a mortgage. You've had your own issues, correct?
That's correct. That's like everybody else, I guess.
Well, when you watched her testify last week, when she went through a very heartfelt description of what happened to her at the hands of what she said was Brett Kavanaugh. What went through your mind? When the rest of the country was saying she's so credible, she's so believable, you knew her for 7 years, what was going through your mind?
Well, first of all, when I first heard her name mentioned on TV, I'm thinking, oh my God, totally amazed.
Yeah, she obviously didn't testify. Excuse me, rephrase. She obviously didn't testify. When you heard her come out with these allegations of this hideous attack, a gang rape, a sexual assault. You had been with her for 7 years. Did she ever say anything about gang rape?
Never. And we talked about everything. She never once mentioned this to me at all.
Richard, Marcia, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We'll probably try to have you back if other things come up, but we really, really appreciate it and appreciate your time.